When people hear the word Machiavellian, they often imagine cold manipulation, calculated moves, and ruthless ambition. The term comes from Niccolo Machiavelli, whose writings focused on power, strategy, and survival in a competitive world. Over time, psychology borrowed the term to describe a personality style marked by strategic thinking, emotional control, and goal-driven behavior. But when we talk about Machiavellian psychology in women, the conversation often becomes distorted. It's either exaggerated, misunderstood, or reduced to harmful stereotypes. The reality is far more complex and far more human. This isn't about labeling women as manipulative. It's about understanding how Machiavellian traits can appear in women, why they develop, how they differ from men, and how they operate in real life. First, let's be clear. Machiavellianism is a trait, not a gender. Machiavellianism exists on a spectrum. Men and women can both possess it. Some people show it strongly, others barely at all. Psychologists describe Machiavellianism as involving strategic thinking, emotional restraint, long-term planning, social awareness, a tendency to prioritize outcomes over emotions. It's not inherently evil. In many cases, it's a survival adaptation, especially in environments where direct power is limited. Why Machiavellian traits can look different in women. Here's where psychology meets reality. Historically and socially, women have often had less direct power, physically, politically, and economically. Because of this, influence had to be exercised differently. Instead of dominance through force, influence often emerged through social intelligence, emotional awareness, communication skills, subtle persuasion, strategic relationships. This doesn't mean manipulation by default. It means adaptive intelligence. A Machiavellian woman is often not loud, aggressive, or openly controlling. She's more likely to be calm, observant, emotionally composed, patient, strategically selective. Her power is rarely obvious. Emotional control, the core strength. One of the strongest Machiavellian traits, especially in women, is emotional regulation. This doesn't mean lack of emotion. It means choosing when and how emotions are shown. A Machiavellian-leaning woman often feels deeply but reacts carefully, observes before responding, keeps her inner world private, avoids emotional impulsivity, uses silence as a tool. In a world where emotional expression is often expected from women, this restraint can be misread as coldness. In reality, it's control. Social intelligence over social dominance. Men with Machiavellian traits may lean toward dominance. Women often lean toward navigation. This includes reading social dynamics quickly, understanding power hierarchies, knowing who influences whom, adjusting behavior depending on context, building alliances instead of issuing commands. It's chess, not checkers. She doesn't need to overpower the room. She understands the room. The misunderstood role of charm. Charm is often confused with manipulation. In Machiavellian psychology, charm isn't about deception. It's about connection with intention. A Machiavellian woman may be warm but not naive, kind, but not exploitable, friendly without oversharing, selective with trust, intentional with attention. She doesn't give emotional access freely. She earns leverage through consistency, not chaos. Romantic relationships, strategy versus survival. This is where the topic becomes sensitive and often unfairly judged. A woman with Machiavellian traits in relationships may take time to trust, test consistency rather than words, observe actions closely, maintain independence. Avoid emotional dependency. To insecure partners, this can feel distant. To healthy partners, it feels grounded. This isn't about using people. It's about protecting oneself from emotional risk. Often, these traits develop after betrayal, instability, or repeated disappointment, not from malice. Dark versus healthy Machiavellianism. Not all Machiavellian traits are toxic. Healthy Machiavellian traits include boundaries, strategic thinking, emotional discipline, self-respect, long-term vision. Unhealthy expressions include deception for pleasure, emotional exploitation, lack of empathy, chronic manipulation, viewing people only as tools. The difference isn't intelligence, it's ethics. Why Machiavellian women are often misjudged. Society often expects women to be emotionally open, nurturing, agreeable, self-sacrificing. So when a woman is reserved, strategic, calm, under pressure, emotionally selective, focused on outcomes, she's labeled cold, manipulative, too calculating, dangerous, hard to read. In truth, she's simply self-aware. Silence as power. One of the most Machiavellian traits, especially in women, is silence. Silence allows observation, information gathering, emotional regulation, power retention. A woman who doesn't react immediately holds the advantage, not because she's plotting, but because she's thinking. Final thought, understanding, not fear. Machiavellian female psychology isn't about villains. It's about adaptation, intelligence, and survival. Some women learn early that emotions alone don't protect you. Some learn that trust must be earned. Some learn that strategy is safer than chaos. Understanding this psychology doesn't mean glorifying manipulation. It means recognizing that strength doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks quiet. Sometimes it looks calm. Sometimes it looks like a woman who knows exactly who she is and doesn't need to explain it.